And we've got big breaking news coming in from top government sources who said that the Indian Air Force flew sorties near the China border in Ladakh to deter Chinese military choppers. The Indian Air Force deployed its fighter planes on the line of actual control last week after Chinese military helicopters were flying close to the Indian territory and could have violated the Indian airspace there. Top sources in the government have told India today that as soon as the movement of Chinese helicopters was picked up, the Indian fighter jets were rushed to the border areas in the Ladakh sector. So clearly tensions at this point along the line of actual control. Remember, there was also a tussle that had broken out between our forces, and the Chinese forces along the line of actual control. And now what top government sources are telling us is that the Indian Air Force also flew sorties. This after Chinese military choppers were spotted very close to our territory. And that's why, to deter the Chinese military choppers, the Indian Air Force flew some of its fighter planes along the line of actual control. Manjeet Negi is joining us with more details on this. Manjeet, what information are you picking up about this development from government sources?
Well, Akshita, last week Indian Air Force deployed its fighter plane on the line of control at North Ladakh area, where the Chinese military helicopter were flying close to Indian territory and could have violated Indian space there. As soon as the movement of Chinese helicopter were picked by the Indian surveillance, and then Indian fighter jets were rushed to a border area in the northern Ladakh sector. So the incident happened last week, and when Indian and Chinese troops were engaged in Ladakh and Sikkim area, where after the over 150 Chinese army soldiers transgressed into Indian territory. So India and China are at the moment of engaging two face-off in Ladakh sector and the Sikkim sector.
Manjeet, as you told us last week, we had also gotten reports of our forces and Chinese forces, getting into some sort of a tussle. Did this happen before or after that? Do we know exactly when this has happened, this sortie that was flown by the IAF?
Well, these incidents happened simultaneously in the both sectors, in Sikkim and the North Ladakh. And the Chinese helicopter were flying close to Indian territory, and after that the Indian Air Force deployed its fighter plane to line of control, line of actual control, and then
Okay, we've lost that connection, but Manjeet telling us essentially that there were two face-offs, one in Ladakh sector and the other in the North Sikkim sector. A bit of escalation there that we see along the line of actual control. Last week there was that incident of our forces and Chinese forces getting into some sort of a tussle. Simultaneously, we understand the Indian Air Force flew sorties along the line of actual control. This after Chinese military choppers were spotted very close to the Indian territory. Now, this, we're being told, the information that we have is that after the Indian Air Force fighter jet took off from a nearby airbase, the Chinese choppers didn't violate the Indian airspace. This incident took place last week when Indian and Chinese troops were engaged in a scuffle with each other after 150 Chinese army soldiers transgressed into Indian territory. Now, sources are telling us that this is the first time in many years that India has responded to Chinese attempts to violate airspace by deploying fighter aircraft and taking a sortie along the line of actual control. So there are two face-offs that we're seeing right now between India and China, one in Ladakh sector and the other in the North Sikkim sector. Both of these have taken place in the last 1 week.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.